Hi, I'm Crystal Dixon, and today I'm doing a brand and design challenge. The challenge that I've randomly selected today is to write a social media caption about culture's brand purpose. I'll also be answering some questions about how to write a great caption and how to tell your story on social media. Crystal here, also known as Stephanie. I dabble in drawing, dancing, and all things creative. But I found my place in helping creatives to grow their brand and make their vision a reality. So if you're into that type of thing, welcome to my channel. So what goes into a great caption? Honestly, story. If you can tell a story that people want to listen to, then that's a great caption. It took me a while to really understand this though, how important storytelling is. So now every time I start to write a caption, I just come from that place of, okay, what is the heart of what I'm trying to tell right now? And it honestly doesn't take me that long to come up with that. Because ideas are like a dime a dozen, so I just work with the first one that comes to my head and I just try to build on that and make it great. Sometimes it doesn't work out and like halfway through I'm realizing, okay, no, this is not working out, and then I'll switch to something else. But yeah, I really just try to work with that first idea that I have and build a story on that. So this is where I am so far. The topic is about culture's brand purpose. So honestly, I really just went with the first thing that came to my head. I reread Culture's purpose statement, which is, to give people who are crazy enough to think that they can impact culture a chance at impacting the culture. So I started just telling this story essentially about when you're growing up and you have this grand vision, things that you want to create and do in the world, and people just try to tell you that you can't do it. I'm really trying to appeal to that common story that a lot of entrepreneurs have. And it's very true to my heart. Like, it's essentially my story that I'm telling, but I'm trying to appeal to more people like me. So that's really where I'm at right now. I jumped a little bit too much into it though, because I should have taken my time to really define what the goal of this thing is. Like, what do I want people to do? Ideally, I want people to feel connected to the message and then to actually follow the page as a result of that. So I had to go back a little bit and just, sort that part out. So how do you develop a good story? The main thing about brand storytelling, or telling stories in your captions or in your messages, is really just focusing on, the heart, the emotions, the feeling and experience of the people that are reading. Usually you're going to get people's attention by talking about something that relates to them, and then talking about it in a really highly emotional and to the heart way. It's kind of hard to define what that is because it's going to be different for everyone. But for me, culture is all about that inner creative who has been suppressed a lot by society's ideas of what is possible, what is idealistic, what is logical, and giving. And in my stories, I try to inspire and give those type of people the confidence to actually pursue some of the things that's on their heart, to go ahead and create, to build on their ideas, to put their ideas out there. So you develop your brand stories by just really observing what is true and core to you as a brand, and more specifically relating that back to your customers, what is core and true for them. And ideally there should be an alignment. Like, you should be targeting people who care about and want the same vision that you're building. So yeah, that's how you develop the story. Wow, okay. I think I have exactly 2,000 characters. I think I'm actually, the light turn off? What light turn off? Hush people. What was I gonna say? Okay, I think I have a really good thing going. It's very much from the heart. It's very much like a brain dump. And I feel really in flow with where I'm at right now. I just finished the caption. I mean, at least dumping out all my ideas. I started by talking about, again, that story of, you know, people looking at you crazy when you tell them your ideas. And I found a really good way to pivot it into why I created culture, because essentially it's to support people like you, who people look at crazy. Yeah, so the caption, it's coming along. It's coming along. What resources do I use to help me to write captions? There's actually a lot. I have a few pages that I bookmark, and I add things to the list as I go. This is actually something that I started doing recently. Usually I would just try to Google and try to remember the pages that I've been on before. But there's this page from copyhackers.com that talks about copywriting formulas. Like, it's a really long page. So I bookmark it, so it tells me everything, like everything that I need to do to structure my copywriting or my text. There's also some other bookmarks like free headline generator. This helps you to be able to write like really powerful, catchy headlines. So you just put things in here, and yeah, it'll just do its thing, and it gives you really good ideas from internetmarketingcourse.com. And then there's a few other things, strong verbs to help make your content pop, fizz, and sparkle. So whenever I have time or I'm stuck on something, or how to say something in a more interesting way, then I'll come on this, because it has all these examples like sensory verbs, action verbs, negative emotional verbs, positive emotional verbs, and it gives, you know, a great collection of words that I can use to make my content just a little bit more interesting. So I'm actually finished with the first draft. So I kind of played around with a little bit of headlines. Like, I still need to spend some more time learning about copywriting and what really makes a compelling headline and hook, and ways to kind of make the captions flow in a certain way. But this is what I got. So raise your hand if someone told you you can't do something, but you did it anyway, and you proved them wrong. Do you remember a time when you told someone a crazy idea you have for the world and they just shut you down? Sometimes not even in a direct way. Sometimes it's just a look like, oh, okay. Like they're trying to say, that sounds good and all, but that's just a bit too idealistic. But you did it anyway, and it worked out. I got so many stories like that. It took me a while to recognize that that vision is my strength. And I'm glad I never lost that part of myself. And the fact that you're still reading tells me that you never lost it either. I created culture because I want to surround myself with more people like that. People with vision, people with passion. I had so many cool things that would make life more fun, more creative, better for more people, that I just decided to help others get their grand ideas out there, so the impact will be bigger. I need to reword that. So culture was started with that purpose, to give you crazy people who think you can impact the world, who think you can create something meaningful, a better chance at actually making that happen. Because yes, it truly is difficult and nearly impossible to do what we're trying to do, especially alone. But the challenge is what excites people like us. And I built culture to be able to support you in that. So follow Core Culture if you haven't yet, because I'll be sharing everything I know about making your grand ideas come to life. Phew! That's the caption, y'all. Not too bad. Like, I really like it. I feel good about it. maybe I won't feel as good tomorrow when I read it. Yeah, and that's just how it goes. All right, so now it is your turn. See if you can challenge yourself to writing a caption, like a really strong emotional caption for your social media post. Or even if it's just defining that brand purpose, because once you have a strong emotional purpose, then it's really, really easy to develop your stories and then to write your captions. So yeah, I challenge you guys. I hope you guys take me up on that challenge. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to keep creating. I am so late for yoga.